I want to take this opportunity to welcome all of you, all Kenyans, residents of Kakamega County, on the 26th of October this year for the World Food Day, which we'll be celebrating here. So it's my pleasure to welcome you to Kakamega County. Karibuni sana.
This is a very important commemoration in FAO calendar, but I would say that not only important for FAO, actually it's an important day for the world because it's an opportunity really to raise awareness on the importance of food. Food is life, and because of the mandate of FAO, which is really to lead the international efforts to defeat the hunger and ensure food security and nutrition, so that everyone, everywhere has access to enough food, affordable food, accessible food, so that they can live their healthy lives.
Water is life, water is food, because water is everything. And that is why, as the governor of this county, I've put provision of water as a very critical component and intervention to the people, because water is everything in the county.
Water is life, and water is the brother and sister to soil, the foundation of the agricultural production system, and definitely necessary for this region to prosper.
For me, water is the foundation of life. I cherish it. It feeds my life. It feeds the lives of all our people on this planet.
Water is life.
Water is life.
Water is life.
Water is life.
Maji ni uhai.
Maji ni uhai.
Maji ni uhai. Maji ni chakula.
Maji inasaidia kila kitu.
Water means everything.
There is an old African saying that goes, where water is the boss, there must the land obey. Water is vital for life. Safe and readily available fresh water is necessary for drinking, cleaning, and agriculture activities, among other crucial activities our lives depends on.
When it comes to households, the women and the girl child are the most affected, because you'll find that in day schools, the girl child, when she comes from school, she's told to go and fetch water from the river. The time she's wasting walking to the river and coming back, her counterparts who are boys are already doing their homework and studying. She loses out on time. And so if we had this Amati Kumuriango, we would save time for the girl child. People have access to water, yes, but some of it is not clean and it's not even piped. They have to get it from the springs. Some of those springs are not protected. We have targeted as a county government, this year alone, we want to connect more than 8,000 households. By the time the governor is finishing his term, we are looking at 30,000 or more households.
2.4 billion of people that live in water-stressed countries, and this is very challenging because, of course, water is life, water is food, and it's so essential for their daily lives. And those are mostly really smallholder farmers that they need this water for their daily life. And of course, agriculture consumes around 72% of water, which is again, of course, important to produce and of course increase productivity. But we have also to look at how do we really manage better, how do we really produce but with less water.
In Kenya, we know we are working hard to improve the food situation of people by making water available for production. But we are also aware over 15 million people are food insecure. And we need to see how do we get this over 15 million people annually not to be left behind. That's a big number. And therefore it means as we focus on water, which is the most important factor for production and also very important for normal health. As you know, without water, your body can't function. Our bodies function because of water. The livestock we keep, they function because of water. The plants we rely on, the trees, the fruits we enjoy, they function, continue to nourish us because of water.
Many Kakamega rural families collect drinking and sanitation water directly from rivers, streams and other surface water sources. The burden of water collection continues to fall, mainly to women and girls.
Hata saa hizi tunasumbukana kupanda tu ni milima, tunaanguka. Hata wamama walioleka hapa walikuwa na mimba wakaanguka mpaka mtoto akatoka. Kwa shauri ya mtoni tunaishi na wasiwasi. Kama mtoto akienda mtoni unasikia ameanguka au mkono au mguu. Sasa kuja kwa nyumbani hata chakula huwezi kula kwa maana mtoto ameanguka mtoni, anakuletea maji. Sasa we mama unaanza kuhangaika.
The rapid growth of human population, urbanization, are putting water resources under increasing stress even as demands for water rises exponentially.
We plan to have purification machines in our public facilities, which is very crucial. Secondly, I've already talked about making sure that our mamas in the village, they have water at the doorstep. There's a clarion call that I've been talking about, Mazomniango, which is a very critical intervention in my agenda. Of course, we are also making sure that our PWDs, who are special groups, they also get specific interventions of water, because water is life. One thing that we are very clear in Kakamega County is to ensure we partner with all the stakeholders who believe in leaving no one behind through facilitating some of those interventions that I've just alluded to.
At the same time, human activity and climate change continue to disrupt natural water cycles, putting freshwater ecosystems under pressure.
We have various technology like Tumbukiza. Tumbukiza, we do our livestock feeds. We also do bomber rods, and there are various technology that all geared towards conserving water. We drench around, and we are able to conserve now the runoff within the establishment, and we can get our harvest all year round. We also have nursery. We do tree seedlings, we do seedlings of various crops and even for vegetables, and we sell. These are technologies that also utilize little water, little space, and most women are also passionate about this. We train mostly women, youth, and even men, and a number have picked up this. So we all do this together with our stakeholders. We, as Bukura, we work well with stakeholders, and we take pride in our stakeholders, and we have an umbrella for Bukura Stakeholders Forum where we bring on board all our stakeholders, and they showcase whatever they are able to do within also our farm, and we normally culminate it with a field day purely for stakeholders and bring on board our common client who is a farmer. They also learn through, and it's through this that you are able now to also bring on board World Food Day celebration. You are able to host because of the strength we have with our stakeholders, and they've also helped us grow into different technologies, right from water harvesting to food production systems that are friendly both to women and even to the youth. And we find it's easier now for us to conserve even our water, to get to address food security issue within the community setup, because we also reach out through our stakeholders, we reach out to the community, and we do a couple of technologies together, right from demonstration of their products to value addition and even feeding.
And we also want to ensure that in areas that sometimes are challenged because we don't have enough water, when it comes, we would like to work with different partners. And of course, the government is our biggest partner in this. The private sector is another second important player. The non-government organizations, NGOs, CBOs, farm organizations, they're all part of this, to see how we can design projects in semi-arid areas to harness water that they get once in a while, and that water to be used to grow crops that can do very well in such areas, so that we do not have a single Kenyan dying because of lack of food. And the lack of food is basically the lack of water. So connecting water, food, and health, those three things are an important puzzle that every responsible Kenyan, every responsible organization, and of course our own government must take very seriously. So as we approach the World Food Day with a focus on water, we have to take it to the true sense of it. It is life, it is food, and it has to be used responsibly and in a more sustainable manner.
The World Food Program is what I like to say, sort of the hub and spoke. If the dam is there and it's the big hub, we build the spokes down to the smallholder farmer, down to the pastoralist who needs to make sure that its goats have regular water. So we're the spoke water provider, meaning that we work with communities and smallholders to see how they can build irrigation systems, to see how they can build water pans, and other sorts of water retention mechanisms so that they have a regular source of water even when it isn't the rainy season.
Water is life, and all the technologies that we develop, we must focus on how the water can be utilized in a way that it can be efficient, even towards the technology that we have developed, so that we can be able to get enough food using water and other resources that go together. And definitely when we have utilized the water that we have, whether it be rain or through irrigation, we should be able to produce enough food so that we can be able to address the issue of food security in this country, and also in the region of Western Kenya, where most of our farmers really depend on agriculture.
Poor water management, pollution, infrastructure development, and resource extraction further exacerbate the negative impacts on our fresh water systems. We cannot sit back and watch this vital resource being threatened. That is why different entities, individually or collectively, are engaged in creative ways to restore freshwater ecosystems in integrated ways while increasing resilience to the impacts of climate change.
Slaughterhouses consume over 90% of water for operations. So water is very critical in slaughterhouses, and you cannot run a slaughterhouse without water. In any case, if there is no water, then that slaughterhouse is closed. And every effluent that comes out of that slaughterhouse has to be managed in a manner that will make the environment safe. You don't just put the waste from the slaughterhouses direct into rivers or other water bodies. So that one is taken care of.
In the spirit of leaving no one behind, FAO theme for this year World Food Day is Water is Life, Water is Food.
Currently, as we speak now, we have established 4 smart dairy farms
that is Bukura, Cabras, Matungu and Huisero in the respective sub-counties. These smart farms, the main objective to kind of use them as training centers for knowledge exchange for farmers and specifically the youth who are interested in turning themselves into good dairy farmers and getting the benefits of dairy farming. So far we have trained over 2,000 farmers across these 4 smart farms since we established the smart farms in the year 2000, started establishing them in the year 2018. These smart farms also are holistic in nature, in that it's like a circular economy whereby we produce our own feed on the smart farms. We have each smart farm has about 10 to 15 acres, and we also produce our own hay, silage, which we feed on our animals using local water. It's rain-fed, and looking at the issue of water, we are able to turn our water into very useful facility by also even having the animals drink the water. Yeah. We also doing a lot of water harvesting using huge tanks both on the ground and underground to ensure that we can harvest a lot of water, and this water we later on use it for cleaning our smart farms and also for animals to drink. We also are partnering with youth and encouraging the youth to come to learn on dairy and uptake dairy as an enterprise that can be able to be beneficial economically, increase their incomes, and we are seeing very positive results. We have partnered with international organizations like FAO to train youths and also to partner with them in terms of guaranteeing the market. The youths were given pieces of land around the smart farms, and they are able to grow fodder and specifically hay. We have guaranteed the market in terms of when this hay is ready, and is usually of very high quality because we monitor the hay with them. We are able to buy the hay just across the smart farms and be able to have the youth having incomes. And we are looking at this program as very sustainable because with the creation of the new smart farms, we have a guarantee on market for the youth for hay and even any other fodder for many years to come.
As you all know, fodder production is a cover crop, meaning it has very little effect on soil erosion and soil disturbances. Secondly, we are majorly depending on rainwater. It means we are not engaging in irrigation and all that. We normally ask our youth and farmers to concentrate mostly on water, rainwater, so that they cultivate on time and utilize the rainwater. In terms of water is food, what you are doing is we are investing a lot in the livestock production. This food is used in livestock. Livestock, it leads to dairy, adequate dairy production, which helps us in enhancing food security. Lastly, when you look at the last theme, we are talking about not leaving anyone behind. As an association, we're working with the youth. Youth are vulnerable people. Most people are not engaging the youth in agriculture. So as an association, we're working with all these youth, engaging both the youth groups and individuals.
Water is so important. For example, when I came here, I had planted my coffee already. I planted it prior to my coming. And then the coffee began to grow and to bear cherries and berries. And then I realized that we had no water. And it was a very difficult time. Where do you get a lot of water? Because there's a lot of water that is needed for, once you pulp, you have to clean it up and then let it stay overnight fermenting, and then you clean it up again. You are constantly using water. For me, it became very clear from the beginning that I needed to have a borehole, because there isn't, even the streams my land ends on a stream, but it has been polluted from upstream. You can't even drink that water. You can't even wash with it. Sometimes here in the neighborhood, they come and ask for water, and I allow them because I have adequate water here. So water to me is so important that I wouldn't be doing this business without water.
Maji ni ya muhimu kwa mwanadamu na kwa mmea na kwa kila chombo chote ni maji. Na ndiposa nikakuelezea kuwa hii achari ilianza 2016 kwa sababu tulifutiwa na maji. Maji ambapo ilikuwa katika area hii. Tulipofutiwa na maji tukaona jambo la maana kabla mradi mwingine hujaingia hapa tuwe na ufugaji wa samaki. Hiyo ndio ilifanya tukaona ni vema tuweke vidimbwi hapa, na Mungu akatujalia tukapata fund hapo, tukajimba vidimbwi zaidi ya 7, tukaongezea vingine. Hapo 2016 2017 ndio sasa tukapata wafadhili wengine ambapo wametufund 2021 ndio sasa tukapata vidimbwi hivi 15 kuongeza kwa vile ambapo tulikuwa navyo kwa sababu ya maji.
Samaki huishi kwa maji. Huwezi kufanya kilimo cha samaki bila maji. Na mimi niliangalia nikaona hili shamba limekaa mahali pazuri sana ambapo table level of water iko mahali pazuri, iko juu. So nimeweza kutumia spring water kufanya hii kazi ya ufugaji ama ukulima wa samaki. Na pia nimeweza kuchimba boreholes ambazo zinanisaidia kuhakikisha ya kwamba tuna maji. So maji ni muhimu sana ikiwa unataka kuendeleza kilimo hiki chetu cha samaki. Hata wakati tunaposikia ya kwamba El Nino inakuja, sisi tunafurahia sana kwa sababu sasa hayo ni maji ambayo sisi harvest, tutaweka kwa matank, tumechimba maborehole makubwa kabisa ya kuweka hayo maji. Ili wakati ambapo sasa kiangazi itaanza, tutatumia hayo maji kunyunyizia mboga zetu, tutatumia hayo maji kuweka kwa vitimbwi ambavyo level ya maji itakuwa imeanza kurudi chini. Kwa hivyo maji ni muhimu kabisa katika kilimo hiki chetu cha samaki na mimea mingine yote ambayo inafanya katika shamba hili.
Just like water, soil is a foundation of the agricultural production system. Without soil, without water, there is no food production. When we talk about food security, we need to talk about water, we need to talk about soil. Soil and water are like brothers and sisters in the agricultural sector, and that is a reason why we support the government here of Kakamega County and beyond to make soils productive again.
The World Food Day goal in 2023 is to promote production of more food and other essential agricultural commodities with less water, while ensuring water is distributed equally. Our aquatic food systems are preserved and nobody is left behind.
When we look into the future in the next 50 years from now, the climate in Western Kenya will change. Western Kenya is lucky in a way that, according to the projections, this region will receive more rain while others receive less. The challenge is, if you're receiving a lot of rain in a very short time, that also puts some stress onto your farm. Technologies like agroforestry, like mulching, cover crops and terracing, support a farmer to conserve the water where it is needed and over a longer period of time. In a time where you have too much water, it is regulating. In a time where you have too little, it is storing. So I believe looking into the future of this region, food production, food security, it will be essential for farmers to adopt these technologies.
Tulikuwa tunapata mavuno tuni sana, hata ile mtu akikuambia umefanya kazi kama punda lakini hakuna chenye umepata. Lakini wakati GIS wetu walituma Wetunga akakuja, saa hii tuna chakula kwa nyumba. Chakula niko nayo kwa nyumba, naweza hata enda mwaka na. Nimenufaika sana, wametufundisha mambo mengi. Saa hii kuhifadhi udongo, kupanda miti rafiki ya vyakula kwa shamba. Tunafunika udongo, hakuna mvua kuharibu. Ndio.
Governments need to design science and evidence-based policies that capitalize on data innovation and cross-sectoral coordination to better plan and manage water. They need to support these policies with increased investment, legislation, technologies and capacity development, while incentivizing farmers and the private sector to engage in integrated solutions for a more efficient use of water and for its conservation.
We're also doing a lot of intervention in terms of making sure that we have also subsidized fertilizer by establishing an organic fertilizer plant in Mumias West. This was actually, the groundbreaking was witnessed by the American ambassador, Her Excellency Meg Whiteman, sometimes 3 months ago. We are already having a process of constructing that organic fertilizer, which again is a very good intervention on a clean environment. Of course, waste management is crucial. We are going to collect waste in our 14 counties in the Lake Region Economic Block to facilitate that organic fertilizer plant. We also have a program of establishing a maize milling plant in Logari sub-county, which again will go a long way in harnessing, of course, the maize production and the value addition in maize. Of course, in dairy, we have a dairy plant that we're almost finishing construction. That is in Malava sub-county. By end of the year, we shall be done with that. And for me, once we do that, of course, it's going to help us address the issue of food security.
And what can we do as individuals? We all need to stop taking water for granted and start improving on the ways we use it in our daily lives.
We have to make sure that the water is really distributed equitable so that everyone has access to water. We know the challenges that agriculture is facing because of really the scarcity of water. There are millions of people actually that live in countries where water is so scarce and they cannot really produce enough food to be able really to eat and have a healthy life. So it's really an opportunity when we highlight this theme to think about how to preserve water, how to manage water, how to use water in an equitable way so that we can really be able to produce, but also, of course, you know, to provide water to livestock again, which is so essential. So all those are issues that we really want to reflect on and we want to discuss. Just to add that as Kenya, we are really coming from a very severe and prolonged drought, which means that, of course, there was no water. Drought is really absence of water, and we know how much this really impacted on lives and livelihoods of the communities, particularly in the ASAL, the arid and semi-arid areas of Kenya. So we want to even learn from the lessons that came out from the drought so that we can really better manage and really better really use and utilize water.
When together we take water action for food, we are investing in ourselves, our families, and the planet's future and health. Where there is water, there is life.